Alright, so what's up guys, and today in front of me I have the iPhone 10R here with me, and I've been using this for 2 years now. I mean, this is a 2-year-old device. It actually came out in I think 2018 if I'm not wrong, and yeah, I've been using this for 2 years, and in this video I'm going to tell you if it is worth buying in 2021, considering that it is on sale literally everywhere. I've got a lot of DMs from people if asking me if they should buy this in 2021, if this is at all a good buy in 2021 or not. So yeah, today I'm going to answer just that. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into the video. So first things first is I'm going to go into settings, I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to go into battery, and then I'm going to go into the battery health, because that is what everyone is concerned about, is the battery health and how good the battery is on this phone. So if I go into the battery health, after 2 years the battery health has dropped to 91%. I used this device for a year, then I gave it to my dad, and after me using it for a year it was on 95%, which also included wireless charging, and I also used to keep this overnight on charge on a wireless charger. So that will actually eventually be a huge battery drainer, because wireless charger tends to overheat your device, which again drains your battery health. So if you want to know how to save your battery health, or if you want to know how to maintain it to 100%, I have a video which I'll link in the description, or there'll be a card right on the top here. So do check it out after this video. But yeah, I gave a good amount of tips and tricks to maintain it to 100%. So yeah, if you are interested, do check it out. But considering the battery life, the overall battery life is actually pretty good on this device. It used to last me an entire day. My day begins from 7 a.m. in the morning, ends around, let's say, 9 p.m. It is when I keep my phone on charge. So yeah, it actually did last me an entire day. And even now, as you can see, if I go into the last 10 days, you can see compared to the usage, which is 7 hours 30 minutes yesterday, my dad uses this and he has a heavy usage, again WhatsApp, phone calls and everything. So considering this, again considering the screen on time, as you can see, the battery health was pretty good. And even today he charged it in the morning, and now the battery life is 76%, which is not bad, again which included Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube and everything. So today's a Sunday and it's a rest day, so yeah, eventually the battery is going to drain a lot today. But again, as I said, the battery did last me an entire day, and it still does last him an entire day. Another thing is he has a smart watch. It's not an Apple Watch, but it is a Wear OS smartwatch, and which is also connected 24/7 to this phone. So this also has an impact on the battery life, because again the Bluetooth is on, as you can see, the Bluetooth is on, the Wi-Fi is on, the internet is on, and sometimes the AirDrop is also on. So considering everything, the battery, again, it is actually pretty good. And if you want a device that lasts an entire day in 2021, this one is a good go, because even at 91% battery health, this device lasts a full day. Then you can again guess if it is on 100%, it will also last a day or even more if you are a light user. If you only use social media apps, if you don't game, it will last you comfortably a day and a half on your usage. So that was it for the battery life. Now let's talk about the build quality of this device. So it is glass on both the sides, as you can see, on the back and also on the front. It is glass literally everywhere. And in my usage, the first year that I had used it without a case, and on the back there are a couple of scratches on the bottom over here, because I used to lay my phone down like this literally everywhere. So there are a few scratches over here on the bottom, but nothing on the top. The top is literally clean, and I also did not had a tempered glass installed. So there are a minor hairline scratches on the front screen as well, but nothing major. I did install a tempered glass later on when I gave it to my dad, because he uses his phone more roughly than what I did. I baby my phone a lot, so I don't put it anywhere. But again, tempered glass is preferred. I mean, the screen is great, but if you scratch it up, there's nothing to praise this device about. So I would definitely recommend you guys to put a tempered glass on, because again, if you scratch it up, it's gone. You can't do anything. So better put a tempered and protect your screen. Also talking about the side material. I guess it is made up of aluminium if I'm not wrong. The sides are pretty good and pretty durable as well, but I only have one dent, which is right over here. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there's just one dent. I only dropped this device once, and that is the dent that came with it. So again, if you are a hardcore user, I would definitely recommend you guys to put a case on this device. I gave my dad a case, which is this one. It is this P-Gen Ultra Hybrid if I'm not wrong, and it is actually a great case. It has a TPU bumper on the sides and a plastic back here, so it protects your phone a lot better than if you use it naked. If you want, you can also put a skin on this device to protect the back glass, but a case is again a good choice if you plan on using this device for many years. So yeah, a case and a tempered glass is a must on an iPhone specifically, because if you drop this device, the screen is going to shatter, the back glass is also going to shatter. There's no escape from that. So again, put a tempered on, put a skin, or put a case on, you will be saved. So then the next thing is about the display, and when this device came out, it got a lot of criticism regarding the display, because the display on this is not even 720p technically, but it is actually a really good display. Of my usage, and I'm a Pixel peeper, I did come from an OLED display before this. I was using the Pixel 2 XL. Again, not a good display, but it was an OLED display, and the colors and everything were pretty dope. But LCD displays are tend to produce a lot natural and a color accurate display, or basically accurate colors if compared to an OLED. And the LCD on this is custom made by Apple, which again is a lot better than the LCDs on Android devices. So even if this is a 720p or less than 720p display, if you compare it to an iPhone 12, the OLED on the iPhone 12, you won't be able to notice a lot of a difference. Again, the bezels are a bit thicker, as you can see, compared to every other device on the market. Even the iPhone 12 has thinner bezels, but if you put a case on, you won't even notice the thicker bezels. And to be very honest, if you're a gamer, the thicker bezels do come in handy to actually hold the device. So it's a win-win. Again, if you don't care about these bezels, the display is actually pretty good. But if you do care about these bezels, you will eventually be used to it, as you will be used to the notch on the top. So the bezels don't play a major role on the purchase. But again, if you are someone who cares a lot about this display, even if you zoom in on this display, you won't be able to find any pixels or nothing like that. So it is again a good go in terms of the display itself, and no complaints for me. I use this for a year without any complaints, without anything. So it is a good go for you guys as well. Now let's jump into the performance. And the performance here, again, this phone comes with the A12 Bionic chip, which was launched with the 10s as well. And the performance has been pretty good. If I open a couple of apps here, let's see. And if I'll just quickly test the RAM management here, and I'll open a couple of apps. Let's say the Chrome app, and then if I close it, and let's open the dialer, let's open settings as well, then let's open Instagram, and then let's also open YouTube. And for a comparison sake, because the camera eats up a lot of RAM, let's also open the camera app. Alright, so we have all these apps open, and now if I go to the very first app that I opened, which is the calendar, you guys can see it is in the RAM. And then if I open the clock, it is in RAM. If I open the Wear OS app, it is in RAM. There we go. Chrome, again in RAM. So the RAM management and the performance on this device is actually pretty good. The RAM management, to be specific, is actually better than my iPhone 12. iPhone 12, I don't know, it has some weird glitches where the app would lag while opening, like while opening the recents. Something weird, but the RAM management on the iPhone 12 is not that good. And compared to that, again, with a lower resolution display on the LCD, the performance is pretty good. As you can see, even Instagram opens quickly. Let's say open Facebook, and as you can see, the apps also don't take much of a time to be opened. It opens instantly. And this might be an unpopular opinion, but I'd any day prefer the iPhone XR over the mid-range Android devices, because those devices comes with a mid-range Snapdragon chip or a mid-range Exynos chip, but this has a flagship A12 Bionic chip, which is again better in every single way than those mid-range Qualcomm chips. So yeah, if you're planning to upgrade to a mid-range Android, I'd say instead of upgrading to an Android, get an iPhone. And the reason why I'm saying this is the gaming performance on the iPhones is also better as compared to that of Android. Again, I'm not talking about the high-end Asus ROG phones or the Lenovo Legion phones or the OnePlus 9 Pros and everything. I'm talking about the mid-range on this particular price range. This for now in India is selling for somewhere around 40,000, 45,000 if I'm not wrong. Not 40 but 45 to 50,000 if I'm not wrong. And even outside the country it is selling for a lot cheaper. You can also get this a lot cheaper if you buy it used or refurbished. So in this particular price range, I think an iPhone is a very good option. And from this segment we'll probably quickly jump on to the software as well. This is iOS 14. It is running on iOS 14.4.1 if I'm not wrong. And there we go, 14.4.2. Not 1, 14.4.2. 14.5 is also expected pretty soon, probably the next week. And iOS 15 will also launch pretty soon in the coming June. The beta software will be launched in the June and the official release will be somewhere around September. So again, yearly iOS updates, and I think the apps on iOS also run a lot better than on Android. So I had used, again as I said, a Pixel before, and I had used the iPhone XR and a Pixel simultaneously, and in my testing or in my usage I have noticed a lot of situations where the app on iOS is a lot better. The same app is better on iOS than on Android. So let's say WhatsApp, even Instagram is a lot better on iPhone or iOS than on Android. So it again comes down to the personal choice, but you can't deny from the fact that iOS has a better hand considering the app performance or the app development. So yeah, the software is not an issue. You will probably get used to iOS as quick as you get used to an Android phone. There's no denying in that. So again, in that regard, the iPhone XR is again a good buy considering the software experience. Now let's quickly jump to the speakers here. Let's open a YouTube video and let's search for NCS or non-copyrighted music. Let's go into the profile. So there are two speakers. One is on the bottom here and one is on the top, which is the earpiece. And when in portrait, you will only hear sound from the bottom speaker, but if you switch to landscape like this, if you rotate your phone, you'll get the both channels and the sound will be actually better than when in landscape. So if I quickly play this video over here and if I rotate it, as you can see, the speaker quality is also pretty good, and the bass is good, the treble is good, and again compared to I think every Android device, the iPhone has a better bass in it. And again, I'm not just saying it to just prove a point, but it's actually true. iPhones have a better bass than that of Android. Android devices just doesn't have the bass that the iPhones provide. And even in the XR, the iPhone has a pretty good bass. So yeah, that is pretty good, and also it's louder. So for the speakers, so even if you don't have a Bluetooth speaker, the iPhone XR should have you covered in that aspect. Now let's go into something that I think a majority part of the people would be interested in, which is the camera. And again, if you go into camera, as you can see, this is the basic iOS layout of the camera. And I had recently seen a video where the guy compares the iPhone XR to the iPhone 12, and to be very honest, I did not see a lot of difference in those two phones. It is a very minute change, to be very honest, and I think it does perform a lot better because iPhone XR brought with it the HDR mode on iPhones, and it did continue to the iPhone 12 as well. So I'll just quickly, for a sample, take a picture over here, and let's focus it, and let's quickly take a picture. And if I open the photo, as you can see, if I zoom in, as you can probably see a lot of details over here, and the details are pretty noticeable. And let's quickly take another picture, let's say of this here. I am using my Apple Watch as a viewfinder. There we go. And if you guys can see, the quality is actually pretty good. I'll just quickly bring my Apple Watch over here, and let's see if I go back. I'll probably take a picture from right above here, and then I'll keep it aside for now. It did mess up my shot, but I mean, I don't care. And if I go into the picture here, as you can clearly see, the details in the watch band or the strap is pretty noticeable. And again, as I said, the iPhone XR, if compared to the iPhone 12, does not have a lot of difference. It is actually pretty similar. I'll quickly again take a video as well. If you go into the video, as you can see, we have 4K 30 FPS, we have 1080p 30, 60, and we have 4K 30 and 24. There you go. So I'll just quickly take a video in 4K 30. Let's see. And there we go. There we go here. And I'll stop. And now, if you guys can see, the video is actually pretty sharp. And iPhones, if you know, are better in terms of videos. So there's no question in that. iPhones are actually pretty better in videos compared to any Android. So even if you compare it to the Pixel 5 or let's say the Galaxy S21 Ultra, iPhones have a better hand in terms of video or video quality. And even the pictures on the iPhone XR are not bad. So if you're a hardcore photographer, I would definitely not recommend this. I'd say go for a flagship or go for the Pixel 5 or even the 4A. But if you are a regular normal photographer like me, if you like to click a lot of pictures, I mean, go for the XR. This won't disappoint you in any single way. Me personally, I take a lot of videos on my phone, so video was the first priority for me. But again, the photos are also pretty good. So what's the overall experience like? The battery is good, the performance is good, the software experience is good because the apps are good, build quality is good as well. It is a bit thicker and heavier, but I mean, I don't mind that because it actually fits properly in hand. If you see, it actually fits a lot better in my hand, and I've got average size hands if I'm not wrong, and it does fit better in my hand. I can reach to the sides as well, as you can see. And I like this form factor. I also like the iPhone 12's form factor. So it is nothing new for me. And this is actually a perfect size because it is not as small as the iPhone 11 Pro or the 10s and not as big as the iPhone 10s Max or the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So it is a mid size, and I think I prefer this size a lot than those two sizes. So yeah, to conclude this, I think this is a definitely good purchase in 2021. But only one thing is iPhone 11 is also on sale literally everywhere else as well. So if you are getting an iPhone 11 by just paying $100 more, or let's say 7 to 10,000 more, I would say increase your budget a bit and go for that. But if you don't want to increase your budget and if you have your budget locked, go for this device. This is not a bad device. I would definitely again recommend this over the iPhone SE 2020. Definitely 100%. Again, if you have a budget locked in, go for this. You won't regret it. And if you do buy it, again, links will be in the description. But if you do buy it, comment down below and let me know how do you like it after buying it in 2021. So yeah, again, that is pretty much it. Thank you for watching. This was the iPhone XR video in 2021. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and do subscribe if you are not already. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.